and that they understand what it is. And it's just a blessing. Well, again, I answered lots and lots of questions about, they all want to know about grants. They all want to know about credit scores, many, many things. But I'm there for them. I'm there for you. And so with that said, I want to end today's show with the same thing that I ended my visit with them last Saturday. And I'm going to read the major benefits of organized thinking from Napoleon Hill's book, How to Own Your Own Mind. Napoleon Hill says to Mr. Carnegie, Mr. Carnegie, will you briefly describe the major benefits of organized thinking from the viewpoint of the man who wishes to make the best use of his time and ability? Mr. Carnegie responds, the benefits are so numerous that it's difficult to decide where to begin or where to stop. But these are some of the more obvious advantages of this habit. A, organized thinking enables one to become the master of his own mind. This he accomplishes by training his faculty of will to control his emotions, turning them on and off as occasion may require. B, organized thinking forces one to work with definiteness of purpose, thereby enabling him to set up a habit that prohibits procrastination. C, it develops the habit of working with definite plans instead of blundering ahead by the hit or miss method. D, it enables one to stimulate the subconscious mind to greater action and more ready response in the attainment of desired ends instead of allowing the subconscious mind to respond to the tramp thoughts and destructive influences of one's environment. E, it develops self-reliance. F, it gives one the benefit of the knowledge, experience, and education of others through the medium of the Mastermind Alliance, which is an important medium used by all able thinkers. G, it enables one to convert his efforts into greater material resources and larger income, since an organized mind can produce more than one that is not organized. H, it develops the habit of accurate analysis, through which one may find the solution to his problems instead of worrying over them. I, it aids in maintaining sound health, because mind power that is organized and directed toward the achievement of desirable ends has no time to be wasted in connection with self-pity or imaginary ailments. Idle minds tend to develop ailing bodies. J, last but by no means least, organized thinking leads to peace of mind and that form of permanent happiness which is known only to the man who keeps his mind fully occupied. No one can either be happy or successful without a planned program for the use of his time. Planned programs are based on organized thinking. As I have stated before, the brain is something like a rich garden spot in that it will voluntarily grow a fine crop of weeds if it is not organized and kept busy growing a more desirable crop. The weeds are represented by the stray thoughts that take possession of the unorganized, idle mind as a result of one's daily environment. Study this list of benefits carefully, and you will reach the conclusion that any one of them offers sufficient reward to justify all the effort one puts into organizing his thinking habits. The sum total of all these benefits represents the difference between success and failure. Success is always the result of an ordered life. An ordered life comes through organized thinking and carefully controlled habits. Well, that is read from The Major Benefits of Organized Thinking from How to Own Your Own Mind by Napoleon Hill. What I want to share with you right now is that I want to tell you one more time that when I was in Powder River Correctional Facility last week, I met some of the most beautiful people that I've ever had the pleasure to meet in my life. And when they heard some of my own personal things that I was going through, I had a exposed jawbone that I thought that I was going to have to come back home after this trip to have jaw surgery. One of the side effects of my multiple myeloma cancer is that I had 7 years of treatments with a drug classification called bisphosphonates that have a known side effect where they can cause the jawbone to die. And 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a disease called Bronze, bisphosphonate-related osteonecrosis of the jaw. And I had to go through 7 weeks believing that I was going to have a titanium jaw replacement because of my bone cancer, just so I could chew. But when I went to a doctor, Dr. Abu Bakr in Richmond, to schedule jaw surgery, after the oral surgeon and the dentist had confirmed the diagnosis, he looked in my mouth and he said, "I think I see the problem. God is with you. You do not have Bronze. I know. I've seen it before. And then he took out a piece of my jawbone that had died and flaked off and said, "It's going to heal by itself, Steve." Well, the day before I left for Oregon, I had been experiencing a problem in my mouth that I thought was a back tooth. And I went to the dentist, and I love my dentist, Dr. Michael Fernandez. He fit me in, and he opened up my mouth. I opened my mouth. He looked in, and he said, "Steve, I'm sorry, but it's the same thing you had before." And he ran in there, and he just went to work, and he took out 5 bone fragments that were in there that were stuck in my gum. And he said, "You're going to have to go see the surgeon in Richmond. There's a piece of bone. It's not going to heal unless that piece of bone is removed, and I can't get it out." Well, I prayed. I shared that with the men in the prison that I was going through that. They prayed for me. And one man came up to me the next morning, and he said that his mother is a member of a healing prayer team, and that he had called her Friday night after he had met me, and he asked her to pray for me. This is the kind of people that I know in prisons. I love them, and I just feel so wonderful that the Lord's blessed me with giving me a chance to be part of their lives. Well, I came back, and I went to the dentist. While I was gone, I scheduled my next appointment to go to the surgeon up in Richmond. And the surgeon, by the way, when I sent him an email the week before, he responded at 11 o'clock at night and said, "Steve, you're going to be fine through this condition. We're going to take care of it. Don't worry about a thing. Go have a wonderful time. Enjoy your family." These are the kind of people that are out there in my world. And I thank the Lord numerous times today because I'm joyous. Thank you, each one of you that I've mentioned today. But I came back. I went to the dentist. He looked in my mouth. He didn't ask any questions. He went in there. Next thing you know, he's probing around again. And he took out that piece of bone that he said he couldn't get the week before. It had died from the exposure to the air. He said, "Your mouth's healing beautifully. I don't know why it happened, but you don't need to go see the surgeon. It's going to be fine. And just let me know if you need anything else." Well, with that said, thank you, Lord, for giving me this life that I've got. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for my family. Thank you for all the people that I have the pleasure to be in contact with on a daily basis and serving you, Lord. And with that said, I just want everybody to have a wonderful week. But remember, contact me at rightthink.org and get involved in trying to do something about this epidemic that we have where children are going out onto the streets and becoming drug addicts and committing armed robbery at too early an age. Help me go into the prisons and send their parents back home and send these children back home to the life that they deserve. With that said, God bless each and every one of you and have a great week. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Right Thinking with Steve Copeland. I look forward to being with you again next week. And remember, don't quit, plan ahead, it will get better. God bless you and have a great week.